Walk around family, welcome back to another video. Today we have a 2024 Honda Pilot Sport in platinum white pearl with a black interior. So below the Sport you have the LX, which is your base model. Then you have the Sport. Above this you have EXL. Above that you have the Trail Sport, Touring, and Elite. So being that this is one up from the base model, it keeps the price a little bit down, but it's still not too basic either. You get some equipment. First thing to notice is it's blacked out. So like the Trail Sport, everything's blacked out. You don't have the chrome on the LX or the EXL or the Touring or the Elite. If you like the looks of the Trail Sport, then you're gonna like the Sport, especially if you want to save some money. Starting off with the front fascia here. So you can see on the grill piece right here, that's usually chrome. It's blacked out. Full LED headlamps, so that's high beam, low beam, turn signals, daytime running lights. The grill is like a flat black, I would say, almost like grayish material. It's actually cool. You have the big Honda emblem up front, also that houses your radar. And down below, you do get LED fog lights on the Sport, which is a nice addition. And you do have this little piece right here that's gloss black. Depending on the trim level, it will change the color here. But you know, on the front bumper, there's actually a functional air vent there, which is cool. And on the lower portion of the grill, it's flat black and a little functional as well. Usually when you look at a Sport, it's more power or more performance. But in Honda's world, when you look at a Sport, it's usually one up from the base model. It's, you know, you want to save some money, but you want a little bit more features, and you like kind of this whole blacked out look. It's usually what we have in our Sports. So the powertrain will be a 3.5 V6, and that's on every trim level, same powertrain. You can get the Sport in all-wheel drive, or you can get it in two-wheel drive. The platinum white pearl is a very popular color, and you do have to pay more for this color. And sun is hitting it, so you can get an idea. Look at that. That is beautiful. So it's not a flat white, you got a pearl in there. And the Sport will give you these 20s. On the LX, they're 18s. On the EXL, they're 18s. On the Trail Sport, they're 18s. So you only can get 20s on the Sport, the Touring, or the Elite. So you get the bigger rims, like the higher trims. And these are 255/50 R20 tires, and they're Michelin. And they actually look pretty good, especially with the machine gray. I'm gonna look up the brochure. I think that's like, they call this a certain gray. But yeah, gray wheels, black lug nuts, which is nice. A little clouding above the wheel, nothing too much. Coming up to the side mirror. The side mirror is just flat black, no body colored or anything like that. No turn signals in there. This is still a Sport, it's a lower model, so don't expect too much premium goodies on it. But around the window, it's black all around. Door handles are body colored. You have some more clouding that wraps around, go around the whole vehicle. You do get gloss black roof rails. And this is interesting because if you go up to the EXL, you don't get the roof rails. So that's cool, that's standard on the Sport. You do have a capless fuel filler as well. So I think it's locked, yeah. If it's locked, you can't open it. So let me unlock it real fast. And boom, look at that. No gas cap. Technically, it's a cap right here. Save you about 0.10 seconds at the pump. Zombie apocalypse happen. You have to worry about nobody siphoning gas. It'll be a little more harder for them too. Coming along to the rear, I love how the Sport looks in the rear. Up top, you're gonna notice a shark fin style antenna, and it's body colored. The window spoiler is half body colored, half flat black. You do have your LED brake light up above, exposed windshield wiper, Pilot boldly spelled in the back, and all Pilots will actually have this same color and everything. It's cool. You do have your Honda emblem, that's chrome. I think that's the only chrome piece you have right now. That and technically the H in the front, but the H in the front is in the glass. And then you get the Sport badge back here that's blacked out, let you know that you don't have an LX, so you got the Sport. The lower portion, regular flat black, nothing too crazy. You do get these fake exhaust finishers because if you look underneath, it comes down. And it is dual exhaust. And you have a spare tire in there as well. You get a donut as a spare tire. If you get a Trail Sport, that's the only model to give you a full-size spare tire. So you guys saw me unlock it by putting my hand in the door handle because you do have smart entry. So here's a key for the 24s, same thing as 23. And you have lock, you have unlock, you have remote start built in. So you lock it and hold it. It's gonna flash at you one time. I missed the flash. Then it'll flash at you 3 times to let you know it's on. It'll stay on for about 10 minutes, and that's standard on the Sport and up. Because I don't believe the LX, I don't know why I don't remember. I do these calls all the time. I think the LX doesn't have remote start. I'll double check on the brochure. Or maybe the LX do. And then if you don't need it no more, you just hold it, circle, shuts off. You don't have a power tailgate, so this button is to pop open the tailgate. Well, it doesn't even pop open it. It just unlocks it. So when you walk up to it, you can open it. If you want a power tailgate, you have to go up to an EXL. That way you can open it from a button, but still cool. And because you have the smart key, you do have smart entry. So you have the little lines right there. You tap that, lock all the doors, and then to unlock, you put your hand in it like I did earlier. Unlock the door. It's set to unlock the driver door by default, but you can actually go in there and change the setting where if you put your hand in the driver's door, it'll unlock all 4 doors. But a little shortcut is if you walk up to the passenger doors first and put your hand in there, it'll unlock all doors anyways. And you don't want the boogeyman jumping with you when you're by yourself. So I recommend keeping it just the driver door unlocked, especially when you're by yourself. Blind spot monitoring is standard on the Sport and up. So this is a good package compared to the LX because there's a lot of goodies that this thing adds that it's not too fancy, it's not too premium, but it's just cool to have. But let's actually get into the interior. So first thing first, on the door, this one is black interior. So you can see you have your cloth material for your armrest is actually pretty soft. This is actually soft too. And this is a little soft, not that soft. And you have the gloss black going along there. Depending on what trim level you get, this will be a different pattern and stuff like that. It's cool. Little silver, kind of break it up a little bit. Door handle will give you like an aluminum look to it. And for your window switches, auto up, down, front and back. That's nice. Lock, automatic power lock, power lock, and you have power windows. Technically, you do have automatic lock. You can turn on walk away auto lock, where if you walk away with the key, it'll lock the Pilot automatically. On the lower portion here, you have more storage. You have a cup holder down there. You have more storage there. Plenty of storage everywhere. On the driver's seat, it is power. So even though this is one up from the base, you still get power. You get forward and back, up and down. You can adjust this thigh portion right here, up and down. And of course your back, so forward and back. And then you have a 2-way lumbar, in and out. The passenger seating is power too, so you have forward and back. And then for your back, forward and back. Let's jump inside. One thing you're gonna notice too from the Trail Sport or the CRV hybrids is the orange stitching all around. So even though it's cloth, you get the orange stitching everywhere. Steering wheel, you have it on this part of the dash as well. The armrest, orange stitching everywhere, and it feels good. The seat feels nice. It's nice and bolstered. You can see like the textured on the outside. It's a cool material. Same thing in the middle. It feels good. Like sit in one in person. You guys are gonna actually like how this feel. So close that guy up. Welcome to your Honda. It is push button start. So foot on brake, and then you push the button right up there. It'll turn on for you. On the left side of the dash, you have your traction control on and off, and you have some blank buttons right above that. You have an air vent that you can actually lock or open and close with some gloss black all around it. The air vent is actually the same shape as a taillight. So a little Easter egg that Honda put in there. And taking a look at the steering wheel, it is leather wrap, orange stitch like I showed you earlier, gloss black in the middle, and gloss black right here. Depending on what trim level you get, this color and materials may be different, but the steering wheel will be the same in all of the Pilots. Right behind the steering wheel, you have your light switch. So you have off, auto, parking, and on, and your fog lights on, and you have auto high beams as well. Right side is going to be your wipers. So you have off, intermediate, and low, high for the front wiper, and you have off, intermediate, on for the rear wiper. So you turn that guy on, you see it wiping back there, which is a nice touch. And you do have a backup camera washer as well. I'm not sure why this is in the front. The Trail Sport and the Elite gives you the 360 camera, and you're able to clean the front camera, but this doesn't have a front camera. So, so let me see. That's funny. All right, so this one will clean the back window, and then this one also will clean the back window. Because I know if you get the Trail Sport Elite, like I was just saying, this will clean the front camera. But this actually cleans... I wonder if it cleans the back camera as well. Let's see. Oh, it does. Okay. So it cleans the back camera. Let me see. Oh, okay. All right. So I just figured this all out. So this cleans the back glass and the backup camera. This cleans the back glass and the backup camera. So Honda, I guess because it doesn't have the feature, they just left it. I don't know. But I've always wondered. I never tested it myself. So I'm glad I figured that guy out. On the back of the steering wheel, you do have power shifter, so you have a minus, and then you have a plus, and this helps control the 10-speed automatic transmission. The 10-speed automatic transmission is standard in all the pilots. No more 6-speed. Actually, they've been went away with 6-speed. On the left side of the steering wheel, you have your next track, you have previous, you have volume, you have your source, so you can switch from AM, FM, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay. You have a home button for this pod over here because it is half digital and half analog. You can probably see there's a screen right here, and then this is just a regular needle for your speedometer. And you do have either Siri or Google Assistant, so you have voice command built in. On the right side of the steering wheel, you have some of your Honda sensing features and your cruise control features. So you can turn on cruise, you can cancel, resume, set. You do have adaptive cruise control. This is just the distance. So if you turn this on, and let's say you're driving, I'm gonna zoom up in there, and you can put it to 4, 3, 2, and 1, and that's just the distance from the cars in front of you when you're using your cruise control. And you have the lane keep assist on and off there as well. As turn off the cruise to turn everything off. And on the pod over here, let me zoom in there. So here you can view a lot of different information. So you have range and fuel, which we're just on. It's going to give you your miles, your range on your tank and what you're averaging. Don't mind the average on the parking lot, because that don't count. But speed and time, this for the engine, how long it's been on, and average speed. And speaking of range and fuel, the gas mileage, I believe, is 19 city, 24 highway, if I'm not mistaken. And no, it's 19 city, 27 highway. There we go. So a little bit more on highway. Speed and time. You have driver attention. So if you fill this guy up, it's time for you to go to sleep. Take a break. You're not fully awake to drive. You have a seatbelt, so you can see who have their seatbelts on, who's lying back there. Your oil life. You have your tire pressure. And I like this because the smaller SUVs don't get a actual tire pressure for all 4 tires. It'll just alert you when you it'll just alert you when you have a low tire pressure. It won't tell you which tire it is. So that's cool, as you can see. And then when you actually fill up the tire yourself, you put air in it, the pilot will actually beep at you when to stop. You have your safety support. So here you can turn on the road departure mitigation, blind spot information system, and collision mitigation braking. I'm about to say your lane keep assist, but that's right there. All right, we're gonna head back, and my camera, I don't know what my camera is doing, but oh, there we go. You can have nothing, so it views nothing, just your tachometer up there like normal, brightness, settings, and settings where you change things like door lock settings, keyless access settings, so like auto door unlock and things like that. Walk away auto lock, you can turn it on and off here. Everyone probably assumes it's on the touchscreen, but Honda puts it in this menu right here. If you get an EXL and up, then it'll be on the screen. You have gauge display, so you can actually, remove some options on the list if you wanted to. Warnings, if your door is open, seatbelt not on, things like that nature, and range and fuel. And coming back out of the screen, you do have a digital speedometer up top, even though you have the needle. You have your miles and what mode you're in, and your gas tank is down there as well. You have this little green icon down there letting you know you have all your safety features on. Coming along to the right side, so you have the touchscreen display. This is a 7-inch, and in the Pilot, you get 2 different options. So LX and Sport will get the 7-inch. If you get an EXL and up, you get the bigger 9-inch. So that's the screen I told you that all your settings will be on the screen instead of it being on here, like if you get the 7-inch. And you still get buttons and knobs. So you have a volume knob, you have a tuning knob, you have shortcuts down below. So you have next and previous track, you have phone, radio. Media is going to be Bluetooth or USB. Connect is going to be Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. And you have a back end menu key. So when you are using Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, you do have to plug your phone in. If you get the EXL and up, then it will be wireless. So if you don't care about that, then you probably like the Sport. This is actually a really nice package. When I did the 23 Sport, I said the same thing. This is just a good deal because you get a lot of features that I think that most people need. And anything above this is more of just premium factor, but I like the Sports. It's actually really nice. I like the LX too. LX and Sports is a really good trim level. So you do have a unique vent a unique vent design. What am I talking about? Because on the Civic, you guys saw that the vents go across the whole dash, and then the HRV got it, the CRV got it, the Accord got it, everything got it, but Pilot does have its own thing. You do have this little storage down there, which was in the original Pilot, and then the previous Pilot, they got rid of it, and now they brought it back. So you have a little cubby in there. And you have another air vent over there that's the same shape as the tail light. And the rear has their button up front, and right below, here's your climate control. So it's nice that Honda doesn't have a huge screen that everyone's actually doing now, where all your climate controls, your heated seats, everything's on the screen. Some people just prefer to have a button and knob. So if you're driving, you quickly need to make a change, you kind of know where it is. You don't gotta look for it on the screen. You gotta look where you tap in, all that good stuff. I'm sure in the future, this is gonna go away, but definitely appreciate it now if this is something you still like. So you do have heated seats, high, medium, or low for the driver. Same thing for the passenger. You do have tri-zone climate control, so driver, passenger, and who sits in the rear. If I turn it on, well, turn that down. Back there, it started going crazy. But whoever sits back here can have their own temperature. So if I wanted to, I can just make my rear passengers catch on fire, and then me and the passenger stay cool up here if I wanted to, which is cool. We'll turn off the rear though, and you have auto climate control. This is your mode, so face only, feet, all that good stuff. AC on and off. Front defrost. You saw me mess with this as the fan speed, or on and off for the whole system. You have a rear defrost, back glass defrost, and your air circulation. So if you turn this off, it reuses air from outside. If you have it on, it recirculates the air in here. And you have a sync. So if this is off, passenger could be where they want to be at. Rear passengers could be wherever they want to be at, and driver could be where they want to be at. But if you turn this on, then you control all three. So you can put it however you want. Also down here, you saw me messing with this, so that's how you turn off the rear climate on and off, and this is how I went to adjust the rear climate control. The material is gloss black all around it. I don't mind it too much. There's not too much gloss black in here, which I like. I'm not a big fan of gloss black. Right down below, you have this cubby. I don't know what you put in here. Maybe I don't know, your change or a receipt or your gum or something like that. You're not putting a phone in there though, for sure, unless you have a flip phone still or you have an old Nokia or something like that. Actually, Nokia probably won't even fit in there. But you have a USB-A and USB-C with a power outlet. USB-A is where you're going to plug in for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The USB-C is only for charging. That's why I have a little charging thing in. You're probably never going to open this anymore. Like these probably, I don't know if these are going to go away or not, because like flat fix kits and things like that still uses the 12 volt. But you're probably not going to open that. You have storage under here. Huge storage. You can fit like 3 phones if you wanted to, or all types of stuff down there. And here's your transmission. Now, everyone's used to having a lever or having a little column shifter. All the automakers nowadays, everyone's getting their own version of shifters. So some are dials, some are toggles. Honda's is push button. So you hold the brake. Reverse is a different direction than park, neutral, and drive, because if you do this without looking, you know which one you're pressing. But we're going to hold the brakes, put it into reverse, and you do have a backup camera, and you do have a multi-angle backup camera. So this is a wide angle right now. If I were parked correctly, I can see anything that's coming from that way, anything that's coming from that way. If you go to the second option, this is normal, to see how it's not as wide anymore. And then you also have a top down, which come in handy, especially if you have a hitch. Or you could just want to see what's below that window back there. You can see with this camera. Put it back to the wide angle. And you have cross traffic too, so if you're backing up and there's a car coming from the left or a car coming from the right, it'll beep, alert, let you know like, hey, you're gonna hit somebody, what are you doing? It's not made to detect people, but I've been on test drives, I'm showing people features and stuff like that, and sometimes if somebody walk by us, it'll actually alert there's a person walking by. It's made to detect vehicles, but sometimes it will detect people. But don't like rely on that, because you probably gonna hit somebody. So just give you a heads up. Put it back into park. You have neutral, you have drive /S. S is for sport mode. So when you hit drive twice, you put the transmission into a sport mode where it shifts a little bit more aggressively. It holds higher RPMs, give you a more spirited drive. Right down below that, you do have drive modes, and I'm gonna use this toggle, and you can see you have sport. Actually, let me zoom in this so you guys can really see. So you have sport, normal, econ, snow, and tow. If you get an EXL and up, and this one is 2-wheel drive, so I think it's missing some features because 2-wheel drive. And I know if you get the higher trims, you get a little bit more options like trail and with sand and stuff like that as well. But at least you have different modes. You can put the transmission in if you wanted to. I'm gonna leave it in normal, and you do have the engine auto stop off button. I know a lot of people hate this feature where you come to a stop and the engine temporarily turn off. One thing about Hondas is this feature doesn't turn on every time you stop. It really depends on the outside temperature. It depends on inside temperature. It depends on how I'm about to say, yeah, forward, like how much, I guess pressure, there we go, how much pressure you have in the brake pedal. Sometimes if you're holding the brake too lightly, a message will pop up saying, firmly press the brake to turn this feature on, to let it turn the engine off automatically. But if you ever want to turn off the feature, that's what this button is for. And you do have a downhill cruise control. You can set up to 12 miles per hour. And you have electronic parking brake, which is new. For 23 and 24, the previous Pilot had a regular foot pedal brake as well. And you have brake hold. So while you're in drive, if your seatbelt is on and you're holding the brakes and you're in drive, you can turn this on, take your foot off the brakes, and the Pilot will hold the brake. And what's cool is your brake lights behind you will be on, so the person behind you know that you have this feature on, and it won't let you go. If you give it gas, it'll let you move up, but once you stop again, it's going to keep holding the brake until you turn that feature back off. A good example is for like a drive-through, ATM, you're dropping the kids off or something like that. That way you're not going from park, drive, park, drive, park, drive, or you're holding the brakes for 10 minutes and now your leg is strong and you can go race Usain Bolt or something like that. I'm just playing. But you have your cup holders on this side over here. Simple cup holders, nothing too crazy. Armrest is not that soft, to be honest. The EXLs and up have a more softer armrest, but it still feels good, and it's stitched too. Huge storage in here. No plugins at all. You have a little, you can put a pen there or some coins or something like that, but you have a little rubber mat down there, but that's pretty much it. You do have a lockable glove box, and let's open that guy up. I think flew open. So I think EXL and up will have it where it's damped, where it'll slowly open. But I think LX and Sport just don't have it damped. And we're gonna take a look up above. So you have a normal rear view mirror. You get auto dimming rear view mirror if you go EXL and up. So you gotta fix it yourself. And there's no home link built in on it as well. I will check the brochure to see if, well, when we build one, I'll see if we can add it as an accessory. I would assume so, but you never know nowadays. Right above that, you have your map lights. They're LED. All the lighting in here is LED. Is a nice touch. And you have your sunglass holder as well. No moonroof. So you have to get a Trail Sport and up to get the panoramic moonroof. There's no standard moonroof anymore. So either LX, Sport, and EXL get this just roof, or Trail Sport up get the wider, the longer panoramic moonroof, and the headliner is black on the Sport as well. So that's something important to you. It's gonna be black on the Sport, and because you don't have a moonroof or the panoramic roof, you do get more headroom in the LX, Sport, and EXL and the higher models, because the panoramic roof does eat into space. I don't know why I just can't talk today, but I just can't. But taking a look at the visor up here, you do get a mirror, no light. EXL and up will give you the light, but at least they give you a mirror. Same thing on this side as well. So you're gonna have to turn on maybe this light to do your makeup or whatever. And we're gonna jump out of here and get to the second row. All right. So this is how wide the door opens. Decent. And you have the same armrest material as the driver, and this is just not soft. The driver is soft, back here is not. This is not soft either. You don't get the built-in sunshades in there on the Sport. You do get the gloss black. Same door handle material, and plenty of storage again. So you have storage there, cup holder there, juice box, all types of stuff for your kiddos, and more storage down below. And we're gonna get into the second row, and the seating is same material as the front. I mean, the design is a little different, like the headrest is a little bit different, but same material. And I believe this seat is actually all the way up. So all the way, actually, let me make sure. Oh no, I'm lying. I just put the seat all the way back, and you can see how much leg room you get. And I can go all the way up here. I can get my knees touching the back of the seat if I wanted to. But this is probably how you guys are gonna have it. In the center console here, you have air vents, no controls at all. And you have two USB-C charging ports back here. And that's it. So if anyone want to control the rear climate control, you have to ask the driver, can you, I'm cold, can you turn it up back there? The driver could be like, no, you're going to freeze. But you do have a map pocket behind the driver. You have one behind the passenger. all the materials just feels good. Even though this is a lower trim level, it feels good back here. And you do have a foldable center seating right here. I don't know if it can do it with one hand. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. You can do it with one hand. So you fold it down and it turns into an armrest / cup holder. So you have cup holders everywhere. On the Touring and Elite, this seat is actually removable. On the Trail Sport, there's no seat in the middle. And the EXL, you have the option between a 7-passenger or an 8-passenger where you can have a bench. I've been seeing videos of people removing this seat even though it's not a Touring or an Elite. Like I see they have a Sport and they have an EXL that they remove it. I'm not going to recommend to move it on a lower trim level because Honda hasn't broadcast it, but I've seen people remove these seats. I'm not going to tell you guys how to remove this seat on this video because I'm not going to promote that for the sports, but I'm sure you can do research and find out how you can remove the seat. But Honda recommend, in my opinion, I think Honda doesn't want you to remove the seat, but to each his own. Take off the seat belt. So you do have easy car seat latches down there, and you even have car seat latches for the middle seat. Usually it's just the outer seats. So each seats have, so you can put 3 car seats. I mean, I don't know how you can fit 3 car seats side by side, but at least you have the option between the 3. You can do the car seat. We're gonna jump out of here and let's get into the third row. All right, so to access the third row, you have a button right here, and it'll actually fold the seat up and move it up automatically. A lot of SUVs in the size, it'll fold the seat forward, but you still gotta push it up. But you saw it hydraulically just moves itself up. If you wanted to drop the seat flat, like you don't want to get back there, you pull this lever right here and boom, you can fold it flat. But this case, but we do want to access the third row, so let's push that guy again, moves forward. And you can see it does see 3 going across. So you can have 3, 3, and 2. So that's why you can either get an 8-passenger or a 7-passenger, depending on what trim level you go with. We're gonna actually get back there. So it leaves you a little opening. You can actually step in here. And one thing about the Honda Pilot and for its class is actually one of the adult-friendly back seats. So I'm about 5'10", and I still have, you know, some inches behind this person. I can move this seat up if I wanted to, but I think in this case I do have it kind of a little bit further back. And just sitting back here, you have plenty of leg room, plenty of headroom. A lot of these third row SUVs have your knees like in your chin, but the floor is not too high. If you want to put an adult back here that you hate for like 4 hours, then you can, but I think kids will probably be back here. But if you got to put an adult back here, like emergency, whatever, they're going to be fine. They're not going to be all cramped up or anything like that. All right, just close the door. The car wash going on out there. All right, so yeah, you put it back, you send it back here, and you do have an ear vent back here for your third passengers. So that's a nice touch. You have cup holders, and you have a little, actually I'll explain with that in a second. But yeah, no sunshades back here. You do have a window, but that's pretty much it on this side too. Cup holders, air vent. That's pretty much it. You have a tie down if you have the third row folded down. I'm gonna actually unbuckle the seatbelt, and back here you can fit 1 car seat, and only on the passenger side's third row seat. So you can see you have the little symbol for car seat here, and the hooks it's not as exposed as the second row, but it's still like right there. You don't gotta dig for it too much. The middle seat, then it gotta be somebody really skinny to sit in this middle seat, and then this outer seat too. You can't put a car seat here, but you can at least fold it down, and you can recline it too. So if they want to recline back here, they can. These seats actually recline a little bit, and look at a little baby headrest. That's actually cool. To be honest, the best back seat is gonna be an Odyssey. It's gonna be a minivan. If you want something new and you don't want a minivan, it's a Honda, then this is gonna be your best option versus the Odyssey. So push this guy, and it'll let me out, and let's jump in to the trunk. So yeah, you push this up a little bit, give you some space to get out. Nothing too crazy. All right. So like I said, it is manual tailgate because it's a sport. You can see your backup camera with the washer to clean the backup camera. It's all wet back here because I've been playing with it earlier. But even though it's manual, you have struts that help assist it up. So to drop down the third row, you have to pull this little handle and push forward and it'll drop down. I think this one has like a floor mat right there, so it won't be flat. Same thing with this guy. You pull it and it goes forward. But it's easier with 2 hands. I just did it with 1 hand, but it's easier with 2 hands. Let me actually grab the floor mat. All right, so floor mat is out the way. So you can see Third row does flow down flat. A lot of room if you don't need the third row. This is the reason why a lot of people actually want to grab the Pilot and not the Passport for that emergency third row just in case. It does have the folding tray. The floor mat is just in the way, but it's whatever. So we're going to lift this thing up. You have plenty of storage in here. Now, if you get a Trail Sport, the storage in here is not going to be as deep because, remember, you get a full size on the Trail Sport, but because this one is a donut, you get a little bit more space. But actually, if you get a Touring or an Elite or even an EXL, you do have even more storage because I don't think the EXL has, I think the EXL is the same size as the Touring Elite because the Touring Elite has the removable middle seat and you store it in here. So Honda actually made a imprint, like they made this deeper where you can store the seat in here. The EXL don't technically have the removable seat, but then technically it does. The EXL is not meant to have a removable seat, like you're not supposed to. So it still has the same imprint as the Touring and the Elite. Go watch one of my Touring Elite videos and check out this portion right here so you see what I'm talking about. This tray over here, this little cover, is carpet side on one side, it's hard on the other side, and it's reversible. Or you can just store it in there. So you can, if you want it out the way, you can have it out the way, or you can just flip it over and store it in there too. So it's very versatile cargo space, and you can have it like that too, which is cool. Hey, then you get like a hard floor if you wanted to. But I'm sure most of you are just gonna have it up top, covering all your goodies that you have in there. For your tools and all your good stuff, you have your funnel in there, tools in there, right underneath this tray. You have a blank button here and a blank power volt button there because higher trims, you get the walkaway auto close, or you get a power outlet back here. You have a speaker, look like a speaker back here. And if you wanted to add a cargo cover, that's what the little squares right there are for. So pretty much you put the cargo cover in there and then you attach it to the back of the seats and then you pull it up and then it attaches right here. You can't use the third row though if you have the cargo cover. You also can install like a pet cage as well too, and also you can't use the third row, but when we get to building one, I'm actually show you guys what I'm talking about. If you made it this far in the video, I know you're a real one because I know me going over the Pilot was a little bit longer than usual, but yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you guys for sitting here and watching the whole thing. So this is the trim walk for 2024 Honda Pilot, and we're taking a look at the Sport. So remember, the Sport have everything the LX have, and it adds too. So first thing is going to be the 20-inch shark gray alloy wheels. Remember in the video saying it's gray something? I know they named it something. Shark gray alloy wheels. They're all-season tires. Get the blind spot information system, which is standard on Sport and up. You don't get that on the LX. And you do get cross traffic monitor because it works on the same system as the blind spot information system. Don't get that on the LX. Black cloth seats, and this is important because Sport only comes with black interior. I don't know why I said platinum white pearl with black interior. Black interior standard. One thing that the LX doesn't have is a power driver seat, so you get a 10-way power adjustment with 2-way lumbar support, and the front passenger seat with 4-way power. So LX is manual driver and passenger. Heated front seats. LX don't have that. Leather wrapped steering wheel. You have the driver and front passenger lower seat back pockets. Oh yes, right. I don't even think you have a do you even have a map pocket at all on LX? You probably don't. It's either just on the passenger side, or I don't think you even have any. You have LED fog lights. You have the gloss black roof rails, and that's pretty much it. So when you're deciding between the base model and the Sport, if these things right here are important to you, that's gonna be a deal breaker for you. And look on the EXL, so you have the EXL. This is what the EXL adds on top of the Sport. But it says roof rails not included because this says you get everything that Sport have, and it adds to besides that. Now let's jump in and build one. So here's the whole lineup here. You have 24 Pilot, LX Sport, EXL, Trail Sport, Touring Elite, like I mentioned in the video. We're gonna jump into the Sport. I'll be honest, I really like the Sport. Like this package is just like what you get for the price. It's just really nice. When I was mentioning the miles per gallon in the video, I did get confused because I forgot that this was two-wheel drive. So two-wheel drive will give you 19 city, 27 highway, so it's 22 combined, and you can tow up to 3,500 pounds on the two-wheel drive. If you go 285 horsepower, I forgot to mention that. If you go to an all-wheel drive, gas mileage is 19 city, 25 highway, 21 combined, and you can tow up to 5,000 pounds. But you do have to add, well, Honda recommend you add the towing package, which comes with the hitch, the harness. Depending on what trim level you get, you have to get the automatic tailgate feature locator thing and the transmission cooler. Without the transmission cooler, I think Honda prefers you to tow. Actually, I don't know if you can even get a hitch without the maybe you can. I don't even remember. But anyways, if you get the towing package, if you get like a hitch without the transmission cooler, Honda recommends you tow up to 3,500 pounds, I believe. So make sure you ask your dealership about that. But anyways, we're gonna go two-wheel drive, and here are the colors. So the interior is black on all of them. So I'm not gonna show the interior color. So you have crystal black pearl, you have lunar silver metallic, you have obsidian blue. I think the Sport looks good in any color, in my opinion. You have platinum white pearl, which we did, radiant red metallic 2, and sonic gray pearl. So platinum white pearl, radiant red, sonic gray, you do pay $455 more. So if you choose white, and we go to the summary here, so the base price is $39.6. Platinum white pearl color is $455, and with your destination handling, MSRP currently is $41,430. If you're watching this like a year later, obviously it's gonna be a different price. But all pilots will come with a Honda Service Pass, which is a 2-year complimentary maintenance plan, free oil changes, free oil filters, tire rotation, multi-point inspection for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Now let's jump back into the pilot and see what you can do. So I love the 20s that come standard on the Sport. Those are okay. Let me see, the matte, those are okay too. And then the bronze, those are okay. I think I would just keep the stock wheels. And then here's some packages. So I mentioned PPO packages from, well, not from, but in most of my Honda Pilot videos. So what this means is Honda will sometimes send a dealership a Pilot that has one of these packages on it, or it can have multiple packages. They can have 2 of these. It can even have all of this. It could be a super Pilot, if anything. But what's cool about these packages is because it's installed from Honda and not at your dealership, the price is lower because there's no labor. So if you buy a Honda right now and you tell your dealership, hey, I want to add a HPD package, Defender flares, and all that good stuff, it's not going to cost you $31.50. It's going to cost you more because they have to add on labor. But since Honda will build a Pilot with the package already on there, there's no labor. So be mindful of that. If you're looking at a dealership's website and you see 3 Sports coming in and they're all the same trim level, same color, or don't have the pricing for the color, but the MSRP are different, is because they probably have a package on here. So you have the towing package, you have the HPD Plus bronze package, you have the HPD bronze package. So you have 2 different. So this is new. The previous Pilot, you can get HPD. Can you get HPD on the previous Pilot? I think you could. I don't remember. That's crazy. Like time just be flying by. It's crazy. But anyways, they have a new HPD package, a Plus, and I think the Plus, what does it add? I think it adds, what does it add? Is it Defender flares? I'm not sure what it adds. All right, so let's take a look at the normal one. The normal one, oh, okay. So the regular one only give you the wheels and the lower door trim, and that's it. I like how it's showing me a picture of a HPD Plus, but if you get a regular HPD, so channel the thrill aggressive IndyCar and Baja Racing with the Honda performance development, bronze packages, bold accessory highlights, rugged capabilities. It's more of the aesthetic thing. You don't get like suspension or anything like that. But yeah, so you have the regular HPD, and then you have the HPD Plus, which adds the fender flares. Also, the regular. Okay, so the regular HPD don't have all of the stickers and stuff like that. It has just the wheels and the lower garnish. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. So you can get an HB package without the HB stickers and, like, you know, without the fender flares and this, all of that. So you can get a regular HB package if you want to, which is just wheels and this piece around here. Okay, got it. So something to look out for. And same thing. And then you have a function package. So this will give you cargo net, cargo cover, first aid kit, door sill protection film, and rear bumper applique. Okay. So some goodies you can get on there. And then these are things you can add from your dealership, of course. You can add all the stuff from your dealership, but these things, this is not part of the PPO package, so you won't get an all-season protection package from Honda, or you never know. All right, let's jump into accessory real fast before we go, because I do want to check out what you can add to the Sport. So I don't see no electronics, so that's interesting. So all season. So this is the the cargo carrier I told you. So you can't use the third row if you have this in there though. But that's cool if you always have your pets back there and you don't even use the third row. But let me see, cargo covers, a bunch of protecting stuff. It's cool. Door sill trim, seat back protectors. You get a logo on the floor. You can add a heated steering wheel to the Sport, so that's good to know. That's pretty much it. So you can add auto dimming rear view mirror, which is interesting. You just get stuck with the regular mirror. I don't see that as an accessory, or Honda may be missing on here. I have no idea. But anyways, we are going to end everything here. I hope you guys enjoyed this walk around. I do want to thank everyone for all the love and support I've been getting on these walk arounds. A lot of people have been saying that they are learning more about their vehicle than their salesperson at their dealership even tell them, or even like car reviewers don't even go over some of the stuff that I kind of go over. So I try to drop as much as I can. Now, whenever I am doing these walkarounds, it's not scripted. You know, I don't do a pre-recording. It's literally right off my head. So sometimes I can miss things, and if I do, drop a comment below, help me out, let me know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next walk around.